This is a May update on my 112 gallon average reef. Over the past month, I did unfortunately lose a couple of things, and I gained a couple of new pieces as well. I'll go over some of the changes in this video here. The most obvious change is I did unfortunately lose my big maricultured acro. Maricultured SPS can be hard to keep, even harder to keep in a soft coral dominated system. It just slowly lost its color, started to STN turned to RTN, and I just had to remove it. It's an isolated incident, as all the other SPS are doing fine, and I didn't have any kind of parameter swing. I actually did add a new acro, which is a frag from my frag tank. You can see it's doing fine here, and the other acros are also doing fine. I kept this piece back just in case something did happen to the maricultured piece. Other than that though, all the new corals I got last month are doing great. Well, it was actually about 6 weeks ago I added these pieces. This blue lepto is already 5% bigger. It's encrusting all around the rock. If you look at really close at this pectinia, there's a new eye forming in the top center, and it too is encrusting to the plug. My other loss was my mandarin goby, which unfortunately got grabbed by the rhyzo. It has eaten a fish in the past, but it's very rare. I got this nice orange Florida Recordia a couple of weeks ago. Hopefully it will grow up the rock here, along with this red Goniapora. I got these pieces at the closest reef store to me, which is about a 6.5 hour return trip. It's a long way to go for 2 frags, but I was able to unload a few pieces, so I actually didn't have to pay for these corals. My yellow scopas is looking more yellow, less white, but he's doing great. He gets along with the coal tang more or less. They still do tear each other's fins from time to time, but I don't really see them fight anymore, so I'm happy with how they're getting along. This branching Cyphastria is encrusting quickly. It was a fresh cut and it's doing great. I love the color on this piece and can't wait to see it take off. On this side of the tank, I cut back the pallies and the clove polyps, trying to give this Passilopora more space to grow. The pallies are quickly growing back, and they're also encroaching on the acros, so we'll have to cut them again soon. You can hardly tell that I did a bunch of cutting on this side, as it's basically filled with corals. The cabbage coral is also growing a lot. That's a nice piece, but it's unfortunately covering the dendros. I probably will have to cut this back soon. The left side of the tank certainly isn't as full as the right side, but it's a lot more colorful. Got all different kinds of LPS, which are slowly getting closer to each other and will eventually try and kill each other. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I recovered these zoos from the other side of the tank. They were completely overgrown by mushrooms. I also moved these grandies as they weren't getting enough light on the other side. As you can see, a couple of polyps did completely bleach out. Here you can see the Fabia trying to reach for the chalice, even though this is during the daytime. At night their tentacles are a lot worse. So I probably will be doing some cutting back soon. This blue sponge hasn't really done much in a long time, but it seems to be a different shape than it used to be. I'm hoping that it will continue to grow, as it's a real nice shade of blue. Overall, I'm quite happy with how things are going in the tank. There's always going to be some setbacks. A perfect reef doesn't really exist, except for in a photo. And if you showed all angles of the tank, I'm sure you'd find something wrong somewhere. I'm not sure what's going to change between now and June, but even if I don't have any new additions, I'm sure some things will look different by next month. Thanks for watching, and happy reefing.